Hey everyone, welcome. Today's St. Patrick's Day, so happy St. Patrick's Day. This is March the 17th, 2025. And I'm hoping you're wearing green today so you don't get pinched, or maybe you want to get pinched, I don't know. But anyway, I got the green on. My name is Wes, and this is Coffee with Wes. And as you can probably tell, my voice is a little bit rough today. I don't know what's going on. I think it's has to do with the weather. I don't know if this is an allergy. I don't know if it's some kind of a sinus thing or just a common cold or what it is. But anyway, I got it, whatever it is. I hope you all are doing well. Folks, down here in Southern Illinois, we had quite a weekend. We had warm weather. It was like over 82 degrees, I think, Thursday. And then Friday we had these storms, and some areas had tornadoes. And then Saturday got cool, and this morning it's like 30 degrees this morning. And so it's been a mess. It's been a mess down here. But anyway, we made it. We're here. Our thoughts and our prayers go out to those that suffered a lot of damage over the weekend, and we're just truly reaching out to them. And, you know, there are ways that we can help them. Southern Baptists have a thing called Send Relief, SENDRELIEF, Send Relief. That's a great way to help in some of these catastrophes. Illinois Baptists have the disaster relief team, and they go out and help during these disasters. So we can support them through, if you go to the IBSA.org website, you can contact and contribute there. You can figure it all out. If you go to, I believe it's sendrelief.com, or just go to the SBC website. If you need some information, have some more questions, just ask me in the comments, or give me send me a text or a phone call or whatever. Be happy to hook you up with all of that. But yeah, there are things that we can do. We can pray for all these folks, and there are things that we can do as well. Okay, we're going to get started on our time together this evening, or this morning, or this afternoon. Get you a coffee. Get you a beverage of whatever kind that you have, and, you know, just sit down. I don't know whether it's a Dr. Pepper or, you know, whatever it is, Coca-Cola, whatever it is. Just go ahead and get it, have a seat. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay. So this week we are looking at the fourth sign, or the fourth miracle that John writes about in his gospel that points people to Jesus as the Savior, as the one with authority, as the divine one. And this is the only sign, or the only miracle, that Jesus does that is recorded in all four of the Gospels: Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Now, Matthew, Mark, and Luke are known as, and here's a little aside, we're going to be a little bit long today, I apologize. But Matthew, Mark, and Luke are known as the Synoptic Gospels, SYN, which means the same, optic, which means the eye, OPTIC, Synoptic Gospels. And what that means is that Matthew, Mark, and Luke view the life of Jesus through the same eye. John, his gospel, as you read through it, is entirely different. John uses a lot of symbolism. John uses a couple of different levels that we can understand what he's saying about. Particular thing with John is not tied down to a timeline. John's events fit what it is that he's trying to communicate. For example, and some people are going to ding me for this, but that's okay. John writes about the Jesus clearing the temple, I think in John chapter 2. Well, that happens at the end of Jesus' ministry, not at the beginning of his ministry. And there are some who believe that Jesus cleared the temple 2 times. Didn't happen. He cleared it once at the end of his ministry. However, John, setting the stage, uses it at the beginning. So that's just an example. I don't want to get in the weeds and all of that. And you may disagree, and that's fine. It doesn't mean you don't believe the Bible, or it doesn't mean I don't believe the Bible. It's just the way that we look at it. Okay. So when we think about Jesus, Some folks think that Jesus is relegated or concerned about only the spiritual aspects of our life, only the spiritual things, as though the spiritual life is separate from all other areas of our life. And that's truly not the case. Jesus saves the whole person. Jesus saves everyone. Every part of us. He's concerned about, and he can be trusted with all areas and all aspects of our life. The spiritual, the physical, the emotional, the whole area. And so in the social areas of our life. And so the sign that Jesus provides in our lesson this week provides a significant lesson for understanding how Jesus meets our needs, our physical needs. So I want you to join me this week as we sit by the hillside with Jesus and what we can learn from him. And we're going to be focusing on John chapter 6, verses 1 through 15 throughout our week. So here's the background that we're setting. Jesus had crossed over from the Sea of Galilee, and the crowd, trying to get away from the crowd, but the crowd hearing about his physical healing and what he had done, they follow him. So I want to read to you verses 5 and 6 from John chapter 6 just for today. So when Jesus looked up and he saw a great crowd coming toward him, he said to Philip, "Where shall we buy bread for these people to eat?" And he asked this only to test him, for he already had in mind what he was going to do. So we'll expound on this whole thing during the week, but for our time together today, what we need to focus on is the fact that Jesus knew the need of the people before he even asked the disciples to take part. He not only knew the need, he also knew the solution to what they needed. And yet he asked Philip, go and get some bread, just to test the faith that Philip had. In other words, Jesus was wanting the disciples to trust him more. So the challenge of feeding these thousands of people with limited resources seemed impossible. But again, Jesus already had a plan. Because it was impossible, it didn't stop Jesus at all. Oftentimes, you and I face situations that seem beyond our control. And I would submit that most of life is beyond our control, whether in our personal lives or at work or in relationships. And as a result, our immediate instinct is to worry or to panic. Things are out of control. What's going to happen? What can I do? But Jesus asks us to trust him even when the solutions to our situations aren't really clear, even when we can't figure it out. Our challenges might seem insurmountable, but they're never beyond God's provision. So here's the thought for today. Reflect for a little bit on areas of your life where you face a challenge, a situation that seems to be impossible, right? It's just beyond anyone's help. Go to the Lord and number one, surrender that situation to the Lord. Surrender it to Jesus, trusting that Jesus already has a solution in mind, even when you can't see it. So first of all, surrender it to the Lord. And then secondly, ask the Lord to help you have faith in his ability to provide and to guide you in the way that you should go. Okay, folks, have a great Monday. Happy St. Patrick's Day. I'm getting my corned beef and cabbage and carrots and red potatoes, putting them in the crock pot in just a little bit. Looking forward to a good corned beef and cabbage dinner tonight. But you all have a great day. Hope things go well. Hope my voice comes back. I mean, my goodness, what can I do if I can't talk, right? All right. Talk to you later. Look for you again tomorrow about this time. Bye for now.